Night Attack is brought to you by all of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/Night Attack. If you got a nickel, we'll give you a tickle. And if you're looking to get a computer, go to doghousesystems.com/V/Rogue. Use promo code Rogue at checkout. You get a free 250 gigabyte SSD. They supported us. Now you can go support them. Here's what happened last time on Night Attack 316 by ICU.
I know what you're saying again. Did I shoot 5 times again or 6 times again? I know we keep asking this question, but I find myself again asking you, do you feel lucky?
Really? I gotta do the hand. I'm doing a little bit of a hand.
Hey, girl, what's up, girl? I'm your girl dad.
You should get your bullshit license renewed.
Oh, thank you so much, ICU. Thank you to everybody coming back again on a Tuesday night live in Austin, Texas, from the newly minted Diamond Club Studios deep in the heart of the 7-acre Schwood, located smack dab on the Austin city limits. Hello, beautiful folks. I'm Brian Brushwood, joined as always by my BFF and OAK, Mr. JRY, Justin Robert Young. What's up? What's up? Are you stir crazy yet? Have you gone insane in your padded room, or the other room, or your roof? You're trapped.
I've done 2 episodes about Billy Crystal. I made a podcast about Billy Crystal.
Wait, you've done 2 episodes now.
2 episodes. I did City Slickers that I released today, but that I feel like that is the full summation of my current picture of mental health.
That's like the 8th stage after acceptance is Billy Crystal podcast.
Billy Crystal yeah, that's what, like despair, bargaining.
Oh, you know what? I guess our last time we got caught up in another Billy Joel. We made our bets on that Final Four. Did we get any of them right? Do you think? I guess we could check in.
We can go check that out. Although I will, for the sake of the audience, I guarantee you we're not going to do another 20 minutes on Billy Joel songs.
Definitely not.
Let me do some accounting over here and see. I think I had the results here at some point, so I'll do some accounting and I'll come back in a couple minutes.
Okay, good.
How about that?
That's all we got to know is how right we were.
Also, I will say that the man behind that poll indeed did listen to the podcast and corrected us on the exact pronunciation of his very Italian name, and I forgot it. But thank you, sir, for watching the show. We were very
Maniello. Maniello.
Maniello. There we go.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Hey, man, I'll tell you what, if you want to have the feeling of getting outside of your apartment, of getting outside of your head, because, of course, we're still in lockdown, a lot of us at different stages of quarantine, I, for the first time in years, lost myself in a AAA video game title for hours and hours and hours. Half-Life Alyx is the real deal Holyfield VR AAA title experience that you've been waiting for. Every other thing, you have little qualifiers like they're building it out. It's getting bigger. It's a little short. It's kind of a one-note gag or whatever. This is straight up. I don't know how far into it I am, but I'm 7 freaking hours, and it is the best. It feels like Half-Life 3 to me. It feels as good as you would dare hope. It's remarkable.
That was the crazy thing, because I was watching you play it here, and you can watch the VOD on the Night Attack Twitch, twitch.tv/Night Attack. But when I was watching it, it did not feel like a VR game. Like when you're watching you play it, it felt like a top of the line a PC game in the way that I mean, you would probably have better examples than I would, but like Skyrim, I want to say Skyrim, even though it's not obviously.
Well, yeah. Well, Skyrim being procedurally generated, just goes forever and ever and ever, or practically procedurally generated.
Yeah, but in terms of you watching, it just literally looks like just another amazing game, except you do have certain movements. But if anything, it almost looks like an amazing dynamically generated view game where now you are operating at this insane precision, but instead it's VR. So what sets it apart there?
Well, so first of all, the scope of the story, it really does feel like a Half-Life game, and it has those hallmarks of a good Half-Life game where you are halfway through a scene when you realize what they're doing. You're like, oh my God, I get it. They're doing a slasher movie, and you play that for like a level and a half or whatever. Or, oh my God, this is a giant physics puzzle solving thing. There was one moment where there's this facehugger dude running around, and I find myself down on like an apartment laundromat, and you hear it skittering around and making these little, cat meowing noises going to and fro. And of course, you've got the awesome positional audio. And so you find yourself naturally ducking down to hide for cover and peek around the side just enough to pop off a couple of shots and exchange fire. And then you go back. And there's this moment that like I just felt myself like, come out, wherever you are. Like I was on the hunt for this little piece of shit. It felt like being in a movie in a way that the VR shit is super duper legit. The story is super legit. It takes place 5 years before the events of Half-Life 2. And meanwhile, it helps a lot that they spent the money to get Rhys Darby, Murray from Flight of the Conchords. He's great. Doesn't overstay his welcome. You would think that he might get annoying and cheeky and silly, but instead he pops in with just the right number of vignettes. Some of them surprisingly sweet. Like Alyx, during a boring part where you're trying to get from point A to point B, she just asks like, what was Earth like before? And he spends like 3 minutes describing, is it a Monte Cristo sandwich or some goddamn sandwich?
Monte Carlo?
Monte Carlo, is that what it is? But it's like 2 pounds.
Wait, is that with the powdered sugar on the top?
I don't know, but he describes it, and he gets as far as saying, and then you put another sandwich on top of it, and it's like, and it just sounded like the most decadent thing in the world. And Alyx, through her eyes, you are blown away that the Monte Cristo sandwich even exists.
Oh, it looks so good. Oh my God.
Oh, you never had Monte Cristo, dude?
No.
They were slinging those at Bennigan's when I worked there. It was definitely.
But I'll tell you what, man, I have not had in the last 3 weeks that much time of complete distraction, just completely being unplugged from the surreality of everything we're going through right now. I highly recommend it. I full on just took a mental health day today, and I had a blast. And thank you to everybody who sat and watched for hours and hours and hours. Oh, I also. And this was a tough thing for me. I got the stream running up on with Bryce's help, but got it running.
No, you got it.
But then I also set up a wireless lav mic, so I was able to do VR and talk. And also, I was an Icarus looking motherfucker. I set up this what's the name of that thing?
V overlay or some VR overlay, something like that.
OVH drop or something like that. But it allows you to take one of your screens and position it somewhere where it's just persistently there. So I just set it up behind me, so chat was always there. And at any point, I could just turn around and talk to them because some of those levels have frustrating puzzles where you have to be clever about how to get in. And then meanwhile, the chat's all like, do the thing, dummy. And it was just great.
That is the one thing in terms of VR streaming that is a challenge. That still deserves some kind of a solution. Is just, how do you interact with chat? Like, how are you like taking the time to do it? What is the like best frequency that you're checking in? And especially for a game like that, like where you would normally just be like glancing. Like when you're living in this world, you don't want to break immersion to be like, oh, let's see what they think. Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because you would find yourself kind of naturally turning around because there is a bit of a dance. You learn how to move to some degree. You take advantage of the room scale, sort of running around left and right. But then you hit the end of your tether and you're reminded that this is going to be great when it's just a full-on open world. There was one moment where you had to climb out a window and do that thing where your back is against the wall and you shimmy along the side of the top of a building.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
And there was a brief, agonizing moment that I full on had the terror of believing I was about to fall to my death from 3 stories.
I mean, there's that moment when we did the Ghostbusters VR in Vegas, where spoiler alert to that experience if you ever do it. the side of a building that you're in gets ripped off, and now all of a sudden you are like facing into New York, and that's a dedicated experience where you have fans and stuff like that that's like blowing into your face, so now you kind of feel that change in atmosphere. But I'll tell you what, like, so much of it is inside your own head.
Well, there was definitely a serendipitous moment because where I do the VR is right underneath the AC vent, so I can't hear the AC clicking on. But there was definitely a moment a head crab was jumping towards me, and I dodged off to the side just as the AC turned on. So I felt this surreal whoosh of air as it went past, and I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?"
Oh my God,
Corey spraying blood in the air so you smell it. How?
Yes.
Okay, arithmetic update. I need a quick recap on 2 of your decisions because I did not write those down. Between Allentown and Still Rock and Roll.
I think we said still rock and roll.
I think we went rock and roll, yeah.
Okay, and between Pressure and My Life.
Oh, I think we said I pushed for My Life. I don't know if we landed on that.
I wanted Pressure, but let's
probably-
go with My Life.
I probably would defer because I don't know that I'd go to the mat to preserve the theme to bosom buddies. I just had a feeling that one would do better.
Yeah, but I feel like Bonnie would have agreed with you. So let's go with that. That being said, Pressure is a banger. You can handle pressure.
Out of 16 matchups, you guys correctly got 14.
Woo!
The 2 incorrect ones were Don't Ask Me Why lost to Miami 2017.
Wow, that's very surprising.
And Just the Way You Are beat out Captain Jack.
Oh, wow. That is also surprising.
There
I
we go.
guess he's gotten his last person high.
Okay, do we want to just do a lightning round of our next week's?
No, we were not gonna do it.
We got to keep on playing the game. Okay.
Do you want to do it in the after show?
Yes, that'll be the after show.
Patreon.com.
All right, that's the after show. And by the way, you can get the after show earlier than anybody, and support independent content at a moment where we understand that everybody who's given money, boy howdy do you mean it. If you have a little extra that you'd like to scrape off, understand that now is the time where obviously there is no support other than the support that is given for us at all times, and it means that much more now. Patreon.com/Night Attack. If you are on the team, you get your bonus RSS feed. You get the episodes early as soon as they're uploaded to the podcatcher of your choice. Thank you to everybody that has already joined and might up their pledge in these troubling times.
Oh, hells yeah. And I got to tell you, man, we are bringing it. Everybody is going stir crazy at home, and it's awesome to be doing all this bonus content on Twitch. If you join us at twitch.tv/nightattack. And of course, as always, if you are a new patron or you up your pledge, then we say thank you with the little thing we like to call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour. It's an hour of it.
Oh, hot damn. We got a hot one right off the presses. A 5x multiplier. Somebody who quintupled their pledge. And I like to assume that they are an inmate in a special asylum with a whole wing dedicated to Bobs, Bobbies, and Roberts. I assume that because his name is Robert Ward.
Robert Ward.
Please report to the Robert Ward immediately. Robert Ward. That's hard to say fast.
Robert Ward.
How fast can you say it? Bonnie just walked in. Bonnie, say Robert Ward 5 times fast.
Robert
Well,
Ward.
Bonnie on the second Robert Ward goes full teacher from Peanuts.
I was thinking Barbara Walters.
Robert Ward, tell me how you feel about that.
Bobby Ward.
And of course, Brian, there is the time that we like to reward everybody that watches us live, and thank you to everybody for your patience. There are a lot of people streaming on Twitch these days because it is literally the height of show business. So we understand that the live experience is something that is a little bit on and off, and so we want to reward the folks that are giving us money right now. Brian, why don't you tell an unrelated story for the next minute?
Oh, well, here on the property, we have the Crimson Zamboni, and I looked at the clock and saw that it was Dan 33, and so that meant that it's time to, in the middle of the scorching hot sun, take the old DSA 89, that's my code name for the Crimson Zamboni, out for a little spin. Well, wouldn't you know it, I hadn't made it more than 25 yards before Sir Paul McCartney showed up, saying, well, it's all ring-a-doo. And I said, you're not Paul McCartney. And he says, no, I'm Sir Paul McCartney. And I was like, I'm going to get Agent Sign on the case right now, and he's going to bust you out. He's like, I was the best Beatle. And I was like, no, you're not. You weren't even a Beatle. And then I ran him over with the Crimson Zamboni, and he didn't like that very much, especially since he wasn't an ice rink that needed to be melted down. And I said, the Lanina is a word that popped into my mind because the narrative is breaking down, and I have to keep this as an unbroken thing without any words. And I said, well, then let's end it. Ace Hastley, me. And then I said, good job, me.
Good job, you.
Of course, twitch.tv/Night Attack. Now's the time. Guys, I know that there's a lot of folks that only listen on podcasting, and I bet you used to love it. I bet you used to watch your morning news and your Tom Brokaws and your Mitch Albom movies, and you just used to have all sorts of fun things to look at aside from us. Well, guess what, dipshit? Now it's only us. So head on over there, twitch.tv, download the app on your phone, follow this channel. Brian went 8 hours playing a video game today, and I can tell you what, there's going to be a lot more happening because literally we have nothing else to do.
You've got time. We've got time. Let's do this. Also, in the chat, Dan33 was very happy that this week he was a time and not a hole that people shit in.
What will Dan33 be next week? Hey, Bryce, the world may be burning around us, but you still got a game.
We do still have a game. This came from Jason Grant for doing all the heavy lifting. Thank you so much, Jason Grant. This is a game called Reallit or Fakkit. The famous website reddit.com has a ton of the subreddits as individual communities.
Oh, God damn it. Now I know where this is going.
Well, Jason went through and picked out a great big list here of a bunch of Reddit communities. And you're going to tell me if they are real or fake.
Look, I can tell you right now, I know that r/D's knees is 100% real and not something we invented on this show.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think still technically makes it real, too. So we'll
like I subscribe to r/D's knees, and periodically,
dude, I was a top post there when I live stream. Do you know that to this date, my most popular Periscope live stream was just titled 1 minute of Brian's knee, please don't watch. 16,000 people tuned in immediately. And you can just hear me stifling chuckles because I can't believe, and just the hearts are flowing up like fucking crazy.
I would love to imagine that somebody at Twitter is just looking at that. They're like, oh my God, we're seeing unforeseen engagement on this.
Knees.
Give it juice. Give it the juice. And all of a sudden it's just going out, being recommended to 70% of all Twitter users.
Somebody register periscopeknees.tv.
But yeah, no, r/D's knees. I forget, God, where we were joking about a knee fetishist subreddit, but somebody made one as a joke. But periodically, I will get like somebody who's posted to r/D's knees.
Top post, Justin Robert Young. Oh, that's amazing.
He's shown those knees.
it looks like we have some original content on here, too. Jesus Christ almighty. All right.
This is amazing.
Thank you to everyone who keeps populating r/D's knees.
These needs,
Hey, before we get into this, isn't it going to be weird when the jobs report comes out in 2 months and we find out that 30% of the economy is OnlyFans?
What?
Oh, nothing, Bonnie. So we're gonna play a game here. We have enough here that you'll just get one. You'll get the either or. We won't need to share it around, and everyone gets the same one. So we'll go in order, starting with Brian. Starts a little easy, get a little harder.
Okay. Kind of like D's knees.
Like when I
Like
guess when
when
you bend.
age, and it's hard to.
Okay.
Yeah, to bend over is.
We'll let the listeners decide how that tracks. Our first one is reddit.com/r/Slavs_squatting. Slavs_squatting.
I'm gonna guess that this is a real one and that it's like Olympic bodybuilders or something. I'm gonna bet it's a very specific.
Powerlifting?
Yeah.
You're going powerlifting?
Yeah, that's what I think.
I see. Here we go. Your answer of real is correct. Slav squatting is a very specific pose you use, a very specific pose that you do to kind of show off your fit.
What is he doing?
Oh, look at that. A fellow friend of Justin's. City's on lockdown, so I'm getting drunk on the roof. There's your boy, Justin.
Wait, but
I'll tell you what, game recognized game. I gotta get my stuff in Slav squatting position.
You got a
what
cat.
is Sloth Squat? I don't understand it.
It's when you do this very low crouch squat.
You describe what that is. This we're looking at the Iron
Oh,
Giant.
yeah, the Iron Giant is crouched down. I guess it's like a squat combined with man spreading. And then
There is a man spread, but then you have anywhere between the late forearm, early elbow, that is close to the knees as possible. So you're kind of like very squared up and kind of squatting down.
Right.
As if you were about to lay an egg, but like a boss. Like and you wanted, and you're gonna do a hard stare while you're doing it.
You were going to lay a very confident egg.
Yeah. So it kind of has like that T pose confidence.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
All right, real talk. Brian, do you think that you would shit faster or slower if that's the only way you were legally allowed to shit?
Oh, much faster, explosively fast, possibly propulsively fast. It looks like. Don't they sell an object designed to force you into that position?
There's the Squatty Buddy, but that really just puts your feet up a little bit. That's not like a full.
But the idea behind that is to replicate squatting toilets, which is supposed to have good intestinal.
It's
organization.
There's no hard left turn for the Turd Express to make. It's
Okay.
just a straight. It's a straight quarter mile.
You guys are such amateurs. I've raised 3 children. That is a poop position.
Oh,
That is
a proper poop position?
Yeah. No, that happens.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Diapers filled.
Oh, got it. You're talking about,
Yeah.
I wonder if I should just put like 2 cinder blocks next to either side of my toilet and just start to try to rock that.
Or eat
Go
more
up.
fruits and veggies. That's good too.
Fiber. All right, that's a point for Brian.
Yeah, but you still, no matter what, you got that left turn at Albuquerque. You want the straight quarter mile.
No, I just want to see, like, am I fucking this up? Could I be looking fly as fuck and shitting in like a record time? I mean, if it were that good, I'd bring my own cinder blocks to bars just in case I had to use their toilets.
All right, Justin, we're gonna go to you for this one. This is reddit.com/r/small dick problems.
Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely.
This seems very Reddit. So much so that I'm suspicious of it, but I can't turn away. I think, yes, small dick problems is for real.
All right, your answer of real for small dick problems is Correctamundo. Their headline: We didn't choose a small dick life; it chose us.
Aww. And look at that picture too for the audio listeners. Brian, can you describe it?
Wait, what is this? Can you not? It's a fucking ruler.
I know.
I think what's more interesting is that it's 4.5 inches, which is shockingly close to the actual average worldwide of 5.5 inches.
You say 4.5 is close to 5.5?
I mean, it's 80% of the way there.
It's 20% off.
Right. Jesus Christ. Hold on. I have an entry to make at r/small dick problems.
Okay.
When you're talking to someone whose dick is half small.
Yeah.
Like a half
by
full.
my producer. There's like contests. There's small dick beauty contests that happen. There's one famous one that happens in Brooklyn every year, and there's a guy that wound up building up a little celebrity because he was the like Muhammad Ali of having a small dick. He was a legendary small dick competitor, apparently.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a caterpillar that's even smaller than the butterfly that it later became.
I've seen like multiple pictures. He's got some kind of glamour shots of him like in kind of like a baby New Year outfit, but a gigantic magnifying glass in front of his junk.
That's awesome.
All right, there's a point for you, Justin. Bonnie, we're going to go to you for this one.
Shout out to the
All right.
legend. Shout out to the legend. Somebody find that guy's name.
All right, this subreddit, Bonnie, is reddit.com/r/used to be a Pizza Hut.
Oh, that sounds like a really good one. And you know, those really do. Brian's like, you're not trying to win the game. Just make a guess. He always does. Okay, I'm going to say this is the false one.
Oh, Bonnie,
You're gonna
I
say it?
actually know this one.
Oh, no!
Uh-oh.
I figured just statistically it was time for a false one.
Your answer of fake is incorrect. It's very real.
Yeah.
With those iconic slanted roofs.
Yeah.
You
A
can
very
tell.
fancy Japanese steakhouse. Not fooling us. You're a Pizza Hut.
The trapezoidal wall paneling is also a
Yeah.
tip off. It's Pell City, Alabama.
What's funny is the ones that become like law firms or savings and loans or
Look
something.
at that. Oh, it's cute.
There you go. The biggest.
What
floor
a
pizza.
crazy concept, because those were franchised, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. this
So
is
it's
a
like, hey, you want to
Political
buy
pizza.
a Pizza Hut? Build a freestanding new fucked up building that's always gonna look like a Pizza Hut that you now own.
But now it's hard to sell because it's,
It looks like a
trapezoidal.
goddamn Pizza Hut. And some dentist is like, well, I guess I'm just coming out of medical school. Like, sure, and I'll buy this Pizza Hut.
Well, I mean, at the time, I would imagine it was a feature, not a bug, right? Like that's why you wanted to go for that, is because it was that iconic Pizza Hut look.
Well, I mean, they've really never recaptured, because they just went back to that branding, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, they just made a big deal about how they're going back to that because that's the last time that anybody remembers Pizza Hut as being iconic. But did you guys always have? Did all of them have the salad bar?
Yeah,
No.
I don't remember, but they all had that. Am I remembering this right? Those fucked up stained glass lights.
Oh, the
over
lights
table.
over each table.
I do remember the stained glass. The one by our house, I think we had two near us, and one of them had a salad bar, and one of them did not.
Man, I remember like Pizza Hut getting its shit tore up when Cece's came to town.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
$2.99 all you could eat buffets. It was like, what? Get wrecked.
I'll
Pizza
fuck with
Hut.
CC's. I will fuck with CC's. Real
Yeah.
for real.
CC's is actually pretty legitimate. The only thing about the Pizza Hut is I remember there was this thing in the 90s where everything had a salad bar. Like a lot of Wendy's had salad
Yeah.
bar. Pizza Hut had a salad bar. Ruby Tuesdays is the only thing from the era that consistently the salad bar.
All right, well, let's move on to the next round. Sorry, Bonnie, it was incorrect guess. Brian, we're going back to you.
Ready.
Tell me about reddit.com/r/doggy squats. Doggy squats.
All right, now
D-O-
hold on. This is suspicious that we got two squats, and for that alone, I'm tempted to factor that in. But we've seen too much Mikey logic. Like everybody's up their game, so I no longer trust any of this. I'm convinced everyone is using random.org for all of their selections.
Oh.
I am gonna say fake though. Doggy squats? Wait,
I mean, because you can imagine what's on there, Brian.
Yeah.
Live dog taking a shit. Some people fucking love that. It's really funny.
yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say probably. I'm gonna bet that subreddit exists, but it has a more clever name.
All right.
All right, hold on, Brian. What's the last funny thing you remember seeing? Like a picture, like a visual. The last like thing you looked at and you just immediately laughed because it was funny.
Oh Christ! I got nothing. I don't want to make something up, and also I can't access whatever it was.
I mean, then above replacement, somebody sent you a dog taking a shit. You probably laugh at that, right? Like above.
I don't know. I see it too much in my real life to find it very hilarious.
I don't know.
Like
a funny face. It's not your dog. You don't have to clean up the shit.
Actually, that is pretty funny when somebody else is super embarrassed.
Yeah.
The whole suddenly finding something interesting on the other side of the street move everyone does, thinking like motherfucker, you don't know that your dog's just taking a big old shit.
And then, the dogs are so weird because they totally stare down their owners. There's like, while they're pooping, like that's like you've got my back, right?
Well, I've heard that's literally the reason for it because they're
Yeah.
unguarded and they're watching you for reactions to see if they're coming under attack.
Right. And meanwhile, you're all nervous,
know if
like,
that's true. That is kind of like a Just So story, though.
I don't know. I mean, somebody said that somewhere.
I believe it exists, not under that name.
All right. Your answer of fake is
You're fired. Get out of here.
It's real.
it's real. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Just cooking up a butt burrito. That's a hell of a.
Oh, okay. So
Not the pictures.
sorry.
What did you expect? What did you expect?
It's hilarious.
I'm gonna close this tab
Flip
now.
that shit.
So, like next door,
Nextdoor.com.
next door.
Shit.
So nextdoor.com, somebody's bawling out the neighborhood for quit your dog pooping on my yard, and it showed the poop, and then I was just like,
It was like literal shit posting.
What did I say?
Or just respond with like, please stop using this social network to post your scat porn, you freak, you fucking weirdo. You're fucking bestialic scat porn.
and I just wrote, I did respond. I go, I don't think we needed the picture, And then
No, man, I fucking say call them out. Just say
I
like,
got
you
like
disgust
20
me.
likes on my like post. Like, we didn't need to see the picture. And then somebody responded. They go, I think that's coyote poop. And then there was this whole thread of like, no coyote, and like everybody was describing
No,
coyote.
coyotes
poop,
be pooping like this.
Yeah.
This sounds like hell.
Dogs be pooping like this. Ruh, ruh, ruh.
This sounds like hell on earth. The next door. All right, that's an incorrect guess for Brian.
Respond with, this is not a dating site. Oh.
All right, Justin, we're going back to you here. Your subreddit is reddit.com/r/strange Cheetos.
Oh my God, Cheetos.
Strange Cheetos.
Oh, there's no doubt this is real.
Yeah.
Like, this has to be real, right? The fact that you get a Cheeto and sometimes it looks like
A dick.
Abe Vigoda, and sometimes it looks like a dick, and
Sometimes it looks like a butt burrito.
sometimes it looks like David Ben Gurion, the founder of Israel. Like, you never know what these Cheetos are gonna look like.
I would have a hard time identifying that one.
I mean, until somebody Googles it and you're like, holy shit.
Oh my God.
All right. So your answer of real is
And you'll
incorrect. It's fake.
Wow.
I know I've seen that shit on Reddit. I guess it just in another like found like at the bottom of the bag or whatever. Because like it's always somebody starts like an actual thing and then the mods suck and then the actual good posters all leave to go start their own forum.
Real strange Cheetos.
But doesn't our very own Cheeto from chat have his own subreddit?
Does he?
Yeah.
It might be Cheeto from chat, probably .reddit.com.
Yeah. Or shoot, I forget. I forget what he named it. But yeah, no, there was a hot minute. There was like I believe It's one of I sub to it, and it shows up at the top of my page all the time. Let me see if I can find it.
Is it possibly? No, I was gonna say, is it possibly r/Cheeto? But that does seem to be Cheetos.
Those are all penises.
I want to see what subreddits
They're
are.
contender for the small dick life or whatever.
Small dick problems.
Yeah.
That's right. Small dick problems. When your wife can't tell if it's your dick or a Cheeto.
Cheeto.
It's a small dick problem.
Small dick problems real. All right, Bonnie, we're gonna go for you on this next one.
Sure.
We're looking for r/screaming children.
Oh God. Yeah. Welcome to my life.
r/screaming children.
I'm gonna say that's real.
Say that it's real. Your answer of real is incorrect. Not a real subreddit.
All right, so what would you imagine, Bonnie, if you were to start screaming children? Like, what are the posts that you want? Are there any kinds of screams that you would be encouraging? Like, do it have to be special? Is it decibels? Like, what are you looking for?
I think you're looking for the absurdity of tantrums. So like in just weird places.
Well, the why
imagine-
of why, like that's the whole punchline is what they're screaming about.
Well, no, that's definitely a thing that people talk about. I don't know if it's a Reddit post, but like people definitely on Facebook are always like, my toddler is crying because his Jello won't stay together, you know, and then
That
classic post.
Yeah.
And everybody gets so many heart emojis and crying, laughing, and
Yeah, like, oh yeah, mine was like that about his Legos, or I don't know. So everybody bonds together over these things. But I feel like screaming children is voyeurs looking in, like they're using that as a justification for why they don't have
Schadenfreude,
children.
or-
Yeah, they're just like, that's why I don't have kids, because of this screaming child.
Oh, you don't think that it's, I mean, I guess like from the parent's perspective, it wouldn't be therapeutic that whenever you're like, oh my God, my kid keeps screaming like that to see that other kids also act like fucking animals
Well,
doesn't
I think-
make you feel good?
Yeah, I feel, well, and it's probably not parents. Like, I think it wouldn't be the shame posting. Like, whoever is shame posting is somebody who is just like, ugh, I hate kids. It'd be like my brother doing that or something. you
Jesus
know?
Christ, that
All right.
escalated quickly.
All
He
right.
really has like these.
All right. Let's not. Right.
Yeah,
All right, one more parent question about this, because
Yeah.
this is something that I actually saw and I laughed hard about on something on Twitter, but I know that it has its own controversial space on the internet, and that is kids hurting themselves. There's this whole genre
Aw.
of like, the video that I saw today was this kid, had to be about boy like 6 or 7, that has one of those like Nerf one-shot dart guns, and he's like this big ass smile, cocks back the dart gun, points it right at his balls and shoots, and then is like, oh, like is horrified by the fact that it hurts that he shot his own balls with this gun. And it was very funny to me, but I know that there is a controversial element of like, are you exploiting the kids? Yes, it is funny, but maybe this is embarrassing going forward.
Yeah, there is the subreddit /r/kids are fucking stupid, which really is like both parents giving their own kids and talking about other kids and everything.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tricky question, because like it is their private life, and then to like throw it out on the internet without their permission. So I try to be kind of sensitive to that. I will not tell you what happened just yesterday, because Josie absolutely
Right.
had this embarrassing thing.
What are you
What?
doing?
If
What are
you're
you
gonna
doing?
not tell us, don't tell us.
No, what are you doing?
If you're not
What
gonna
are
tell us,
you
don't
doing?
tell us.
You have to stop.
I
No,
will
no.
not. I will not. But she said, and Dad's not allowed to post this on Twitter.
Yes. Well, then why would you say this? Oh, you're killing me.
Here's an anecdote.
Killing
Okay.
me.
All right, Brian.
This is gonna be worse than that reply all episode that got them literal hate mail because they bleeped out the interesting secret thing.
All right, Brian. Here's another subreddit for you. r/Hipster Jesus. r/Hipster Jesus.
Oh, I think that's 100% real, and it's nothing but like found photos of hipster Jesuses walking around. Jesus, a hipster walking around.
What does that mean?
It means enough people on a long enough timeline. The archetype
Man will look like Jesus.
Yes, exactly. Like as the evolution of hipster goes to prime hipster, it's just Jesus, but shopping at the thrift store. And yes, so I believe it's totally real.
That's covered in The Hipster Pope, coming next year to HBO. All right.
The hipster Pope.
Your answer of real is Correctamundo with 1 members and 0 posts.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Hipster Jesus is real. There we go.
What if we surprised the person by actually posting stuff on there?
Just sure.
Like
Somebody finds some pictures of hipster Jesus.
Go for it.
That's the modern equivalent of the compliment bomb. Is we can find an unpopular Reddit and then just swoop in and then just fucking like go nuts over it. Like, yo, dog, you see this hipster Jesus? Look at this one. Oh, that one's amazing. And then
Like
6 years and no posts at all.
and then just fill that up, and they're getting all these notices.
Now, how does
They're
it
just
say
like,
one
what?
members, 3 online? Or I guess there are 3 of us. Like we're on there right now, and I assume another computer is. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's what that.
Let's get one up there tonight. Somebody throw a hipster.
Yeah,
Yeah, someone-
just put Justin
Yeah.
Robert Young while you're at it right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Juice, can you give us
exactly.
the Jesus T pose for us?
That's,
Wait, him on the cross?
yeah, that's how he was
That's a
asserting his
T-pose.
dominance over sin.
Oh my God.
Oh, perfect. I love it. And the OMG Chad shirt is just the cherry on top.
And then he gets struck by
we go.
lightning.
Thank you
There
very much.
go.
There we go. All right. Justin, it's your turn now. We're going to go to you for this one.
Give it to me. I got it. I got it right now. I'm nailing it. I'm calling this one.
Reddit.com.
$5 says I got it.
r/magic gone wrong. Magic gone wrong.
Are you-
All
Ryan's
right.
doing a little dance.
yeah.
So I feel like I follow a couple magic subreddits. I feel like this would be a magic subreddit that I would almost certainly follow. I also know that this is a sensitive subject amongst magicians. So it would really be tourists that would be looking to post there. I will say that it is fake.
I agree. I think it's fake.
You know, because it would be unaccepted in the magic community.
Well, because there's really, there's all the fake hands or the wrong hand stabs, right? But then outside of that, then it's just bad magic, and then that's something that a lot of magicians have actively tried to scrub successfully, as a matter of fact, because a lot of magicians have had embarrassing performances, some of which were aired during certain bowl games, and once those start making the rounds, other people, in an effort to preserve the legacy of legendary magicians, issue copyright takedown notices on them, whether from the person who actually owns the videotape that it went out or what have you. So I gotta feel like there's just not enough oxygen to support an entire subreddit. Also, almost certainly Justin and I would be members if it was a real thing.
100%. I mean, that's the real reason why I know it's not real, is because I would definitely be a member of it. But let me tell you about the legendary sense of humor of the magic community. There was an amazing website called Magician or Dentist. And all it did was take pictures from dentist websites and of the worst versions of magic headshots or glamour shots, and you would choose, do you think it's a magician or do you think it's a dentist? Now, Bryce, if you can find it, it would surprise me, because it would have had to have been reposted.
It does look like it is. We're having trouble finding that site.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh,
The reason why is because a few of the magicians that were in the magician or dentist thing, which, by the way, wasn't even saying like that they were bad, wasn't
Right.
saying that they were awful. They were saying that this photo, specifically just this photo, makes you look like a dentist, and or these dentists happen to look like magician because they're all men of a certain age with a certain paunch. And it got taken down because the dude who put it up was obviously a magician, and enough magicians that knew the other magicians knew him because magic is 5 people wide, and he had to take it down because there couldn't even be those laughs at people's expense. So
All right,
no.
Do have one counter thought before we co-lock in our guests on this.
Oh.
What is the name of the magic show that goes wrong? You know, from the folks who did the show that goes wrong in England.
Oh, yeah.
Could this be a subreddit dedicated to that theatrical show?
Magic Goes Wrong, a
Magic
comedy
Goes
play.
Wrong? Yeah. But this is called Magic. What's the name of the subreddit?
Reddit.com/r/magic gone wrong.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I think it's not real.
All right. Justin's answer of fake is.
That's right.
That's right. Not.
This is why the world
Not a real
can't have
community.
nice things. In a just and right world, Hipster Jesus would be more popular. And
Technically.
Magic Goes Wrong.
See, that's why you guys got to know somebody who has a VCR.
Oh, for the Underground Tape Railroad.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
Oh, no. That's the thing. Magicians will share it with each other.
Right,
They will
but
send
nobody
each
wants to-
other these clips, but nobody wants to put it up because really it's just because there's 50 magicians. Maybe one day when there's 200 magicians, then 50 could be cool and say fuck you to the rest of them. But for right now, as it has been for the last 50 years, there's 50 of them. And at some point, someone's going to be good enough friends with the butthurt magician that they're going to convince the cool magician to take down the funny joke.
There we go. All right, Justin, that brings you up to 2 points, tying Brian. Bonnie, it's your time. It's your chance to get back on the board. I've got one here for you. Tell me about reddit.com/r/mozzarella_sticks. Mozzarella_sticks.
Oh, it's me?
Yes,
you, Bonnie.
yes. Sorry.
I'm
The
just kicking
cameras,
back.
man, the brass balls. I love the idea, like in this age, like she's just full on doing. Oh, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix. like just can't be bothered. Like oh, you know, it's the thing. It's the mozzarella sticks, I think.
One more time,
Oh, it's
Bonnie.
mozzarella sticks. You know,
This one-
one time I was eating mozzarella sticks and cheese just was, you know. But, okay.
All right, we're looking for r/mozzarella_sticks.
I'm going to say no.
You're gonna say not real.
Yeah, it
What's he
probably
thinking on that? Talk that through.
Yeah.
Huh?
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking? Really quick.
On a talk show, you got to talk it out.
I know, but then also I get in trouble for talking it out sometimes. But I think it's really lame, personally. So
Wow.
I think that's a dumb subreddit. So that's why it probably exists, is that probably other people are like, this is so dumb, it's great. And I'm like, mozzarella sticks are so fatty. I mean,
now we're in the
It's
caloric
just-
judgments of it.
there's nothing like really that is, you know, hit the salad bar that's right next to mozzarella sticks.
Wait, so now, okay, so
what
now
do you
you're
think
assuming
this
it's real,
is?
and you're preaching at
In a
them.
physical place where
No,
people are
I
making
know
bad
it's
diet.
real, but I hate it, so I'm gonna say no.
You're saying so. Your answer to confirm is fake.
Yes.
Okay. Your answer of fake is
You're fired. Get out of here.
incorrect. Mozzarella sticks is real. Appears to be a pretty strange collection of posts like this one of possibly a stump hand or maybe a knee.
Oh, that does look like a knee, that very tiny knee.
It would be a tiny
I think
knee.
it's a stump.
We've also got this is a picture of a mozzarella tower. Okay.
Ew. Oh, you
looks
see,
like
I'm so offended by all that.
Looks like a lot of cross pose.
And then,
Oh.
and then it gets into a lot of like weird satanic imagery with the mozzarella.
Oh my god.
Holy Christ alive.
Well,
my
I think they had anything to say about it, but so sorry, Bonnie. That's,
Cheese knees. Am I right?
So somewhere on it might still be on my Twitter feed, but like I knew this thing about loss, right? Like that loss like has a certain arrangement of lines.
the Control Alt Delete classic mimetic comic Loss.
Yeah, I knew you'd be there for me, Bryce. Thank you. You're
what is
amazing.
Loss?
Oh
So
my
Loss was a very so you know how we have Prestige TV.
Yes.
Loss was the attempt to make Prestige webcomics. On the Control-Alt-Delete video game webcomic, they had a miscarriage represented by this 4-panel comic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
Jesus Christ.
the imagery of having, one thing vertical and then 2 things vertical and then 2 more things vertical and then 1 thing vertical and 1 thing horizontal is this sounds very stupid describing a meme on the fucking internet, but
right.
Loss is a big meme.
Got it.
Very
now,
big meme.
Yeah, now I do
However-
remember this now that you bring it up.
Right. So then I only knew like visually what the meme looked like. I didn't know the backstory. So then I do fish stick a picture of my fish sticks arranged in just such an order, and I send it out, and I go, "Wait, what is?" And then I tell Penny, I'm like, "Well, what is this really about? Like, what is this meme?" And then she tells me, I'm just like, and people are joking about
Oh, God.
oh my God. I mean, I'm just like, oh, the regret. I was just like horrified that I participated. I'm like, how is this such a big meme of, anyways. So I regrettably have participated in that for whatever reason.
But that's kind of the joke, right? The joke is that a medium so unserious would do something so serious, and so now to overlay something else unserious as parody.
Yeah, but then when Penny said it just made me feel more ashamed. So like, I appreciate your interpretation of it.
People are saying to show the one with the Corona curve on it.
If someone can get me a link to it, there's a lot. I don't know that one.
Yeah.
by heart. All right. After that third round, Brian and Justin with 2 points. Bonnie still has yet to get on the board. We got our last round here. And this one is worth 3 points.
Oh,
hey,
man.
look at
God.
that. In fact, Bonnie, since you're in last place, we'll go with you for one more here.
Okay.
Tell me about. Okay, here we go. Tell me about r/old ladies baking pies.
Stop talking about what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm literally gonna
I don't co-sign that self-own. I don't. r/old ladies baking pies.
Well, my goodness, you know what? I'm gonna say it doesn't exist because it's like,
I mean, all I'll say is there is a nice core element to Reddit. There are some like rad ass, this is
wholesome
the worst
memes.
joke we can make, but then there are some that are absolutely, it's like literally just like eye bleach would be like the best example of it, where it's just nice for the sake of nice, so people's feeds can be populated with nice things. I would rethink that.
oh my gosh, I didn't even know that side of Reddit exists. I'm gonna say yes, and I'm joyfully excited about that.
Oh man,
and
we're
I
gonna
might
take
even
tour. We're
jump
gonna
back
take Bonnie
into
on a
Reddit.
tour of eye bleach once we find out whether or not she
Yeah.
won the game.
Yeah.
All right, Bonnie, your answer of real is.
That's right.
Is correct. Ancient Women Newborn Pastry is their very popular headline, apparently.
Oh.
Greta the Gilf stars in voyeur pie porn.
Boy, yeah.
Industry veteran shows off AVN awards in an elegant pink outfit on set. SFW, no
God.
pie shown. Abuela uses toy to spread her pie.
Oh man, this is some
Abuela.
dangerous scrolling you're doing. All of these are labeled NSFW. Nasty Granny shoves toy in her granddaughter's mouth, warning scat NSFW, and it's just all wholesome.
Smokeshow of a gilf in black halter gives us her moon pies.
Moon pie.
All
Oh, that
of
was
these.
the best. She was so excited, and there's like steam and smoke everywhere. And it
So
was
these
just
are
like-
the idea here is that you legitimately just have these pictures of older women making pies, but
that's
the
a great
headlines
photo.
are all
Sensationalized.
porn titles. Yeah.
Yeah, hot check model getting dirty.
Oh.
Gilf shows us her O face and hot pie. She's blowing out a birthday pie. All
Birthday
right.
pie.
Well, there we go. That brings Bonnie currently into the lead with 3 points, but it's still Brian or Justin's chance to take it away. Brian, we'll go with you next.
Ready.
Your subreddit is r/dogs eating bananas.
No. 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 No.
Now, Brian, you didn't get the dog one right last time.
I know. No.
You did think that dog shitting was funny.
Nope.
And yet the internet had a butt burrito disagreement with you.
But burrito.
Where does it end? Where does it end? If the dogs are eating bananas, then I have to believe in a universe where there's infinite subreddits, and I'm afraid the math just can't. I choose to believe in creationism instead.
All right,
There's no way.
Question.
Cha-cha-cha.
Can dogs eat bananas like for health? Like I don't know. Like is that
I think
something a
they
dog
can,
eat?
but they don't like to because the texture weirds them out.
No,
and
that's you, Brian.
and they prefer.
You got fucking roasted, dude. You're just gonna let her.
She's not wrong. It's fine.
All right, so you're sticking with your answer of fake.
Yes.
All right, Brian, your answer of fake is
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm wrong.
r/dog eating banana has not been populated in quite a while, but does include a reverse dog eating banana and a very cute video of dog eats banana.
Oh, yeah, no,
All right,
they're
so
really
yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, reverse dog eats banana is a dog in a banana costume, and then there's just a little pupper going to town on a tiny little banana.
Yeah.
Straight up eating a banana.
Bananas
No,
are high in
that's
potassium,
fine.
vitamin B6, and vitamin C, and but you should only feed them to your dogs in moderation because they have a lot of sugar.
Yeah, they got a lot of sugar. And he is so cute because he has it between the little paws. And it looks like, and he's smiling. It is adorable.
Oh, super cute. All right, Justin, this is your chance. This is your chance.
Do it. Let's do it.
Justin, your subreddit is r/aquarium wood porn. Aquarium wood, that's WOOD, porn. Aquarium wood porn.
All right, so there's two ways I think that this could go. Either A, it's a maker subreddit, and so they are like I would assume that putting wood in any kind of aquarium is something that takes a lot of varnishing and effort because obviously it's in a challenging, distressing environment. Or apparently a lot of wood things that go into aquariums look like dicks, boobs, and pussies.
I gotta believe it's the former on this one. Man, does Reddit, like no other community I've seen, does it love some fine woodworking? Restorations, power washing, before afters, remodels. Man, they love anything being sanded and polished forever and ever and ever for a billion fucking years. They love it. They just love it. They just, oh man, if only you polish it even more. Oh, the before coin was dirty, but the after coin is so clean.
There is that, man. There's a lot of people who just love the craftsmanship ship of it, and for that reason, Bryce, I am officially heretofore entering in my answer of real.
There you go. He said real.
Yeah, and adopt his hipster Jesus.
Hit the Hipster Jesus swag. Your answer of real is correct.
On the third day, he was risen.
These are photos of
Driftwood.
driftwood
Nice.
in aquariums. Like, look at this one. Look, that's pretty. Look at that one. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, so I'll bet you that all of that, because that's very articulated. 'cause
All the
I bet
same
you
guy,
do have
too.
to treat. You got to treat every little tendril of it to go into an aquarium. It's not just going to decompose in there. So
There we go. With a score of 5 points, our winner today is Justin Robert.
Yeah, well earned. All right, I'm so disgusted by this whole affair. I need you to go to /r/iBleach. Just let me purge the memory of this awful.
Sure. And while I'm
Travesty.
doing that, I want to thank Jason Grant one more time for this game. He did all the heavy lifting on this one. That was great. We got a bunch more here that we'll either play in the after show or maybe in the pre-show next week, like we did this week with last week's game.
Hells yeah, and I guess we're about 2/3 of the way through, so we should take a moment to check in with who's our bit boss.
Oh, shit. The third thing.
The bitch.
Our bit boss today with 2,000 bits is Afax.
Yeah, thank you very much, Afax, our only one true fan.
So this is r/iBleach, and it's cute photos. Look at the kids. Look
There's
at
a
the
dog
puppy.
making friends with cows.
Aww, he's wagging his tail.
Oh, Murray would like some treats. Yeah, we could have some treats, Murray, as a snack. Let's see, a bride and a new son walking down the hall to get betrothed.
Aww.
To get betrothed? That's quite a ceremony.
Yeah.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here so that this guy can finally ask her if maybe someday they can get married.
No, Brian, you're misunderstanding. The boyfriend's gonna pop out halfway through the hallway and ask her to marry her, and then loop right around to meet her at the other side of the hallway.
Only
Go to window
when
2.
he pops out and says, "Will you marry me?" She goes, "Oh, you scared me, right?"
A cute little kitten.
Quokkas, sleeping puppies on top of each other. All right, there we go. That's our
All right, that's enough.
Thank you again to Jason Grant. If you've got a game that you would like us to play on this show, send it in to mail@nightattack.tv. That's an email address, mail@nightattack.tv, and we might play it in the second portion of the show, which is what this was.
Yeah, man. Hey, you want to do a little bit of diamond time? Diamond time!
Hell yeah, Brian. All you got to do is head on over to reddit.com/r/diamond club or diamondclub.reddit.com. And at the top of the page, there'll be a sticky post. That's where you can shout out your project, including the ones this week. Sign writes, "Hey there, D Club. Are you feeling isolated, alone, scared, you can't pay the bills? We are too. That's why my spouse, Polymath Emma, has started streaming Animal Crossing New Horizons on Twitch. Join us as we run around and get stung by bees and shit." Being a graphic designer, he also makes custom clothing designs and shares them for free on stream. He's just beginning his Twitch career and can use the boost. So, friendos, why don't you throw him a follow? Twitch.tv/polymathemma. Remember, it's free, and he needs the followers to reach affiliate. Worst case, you can get a chill new streamer to hang out with. We love you, fam. That is twitch.tv/polymath EMA.
And also, Meryl Barr writes in saying, "Hey, Diamond Club. Meryl Barr here, resident TV industry expert / runner of trains, and I come to you today with a new project. In an effort to remain mentally sound during all of our respective quarantine orders, I have launched a Twitch channel." Shocker, I know. Wow. Hey, man, how's Twitch holding up under all of the shock of all these new Twitch streamers?
Bad.
Right now, the plan is to utilize the Netflix Party app to watch something on Netflix Live with all of you and Skyped-in guests, perhaps even from the Diamond Club itself on occasion. So head on over to twitch.tv/Meryl Barr. That's MERRILLBARR, which is spelled, I just did it. And so subscribe and keep a lookout for future streams. Congrats, Meryl Barr. Yeah, he was asking like, "Oh man, should I get the idea right before I do it?" And it's like, no, just go. Go first and figure out what's inside you, yearning to come out.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to be on at some point with him, so keep an eye out for that. Thought Shots says, "Hi there, Diamond friends. My partner's a healthcare worker who works at a couple different hospitals here in the Seattle area." Oh, geez. "She and her colleagues are working very hard during this time, often in emotionally charged situations with the dwindling amount of protective equipment. There are several restaurants right now that are doing their part while keeping their own suppliers and employees paid by providing healthcare workers with free meals. My partner happened to get one of their meals this past weekend, and she was very happy to have it. I've linked 2 fundraisers, and I'm sure that anything you can provide would be much appreciated. A disclaimer, I'm not affiliated with either. I'm just a very, very nervous husband these days. Thanks for the buck, fuckos. Here's where you're going. YOLO420.com/Seattle Chow #1. YOLO420.com/Seattle Chow #2.
Well, and you don't write out the word, it's just the number. Yeah, Seattle Chow 1, Seattle Chow 2.
Yeah, exactly. But go there and donate. Without getting too far into it, we tried to really kind of remove our nonsense show from the real world. But there's a couple hot spots. Washington State's one of them. Those people that are working there on the front line, they are doing God's work.
Goddamn heroes.
If you want somewhere where you know your money's going to go to people who are actually burning the candle at both ends, then please go head on over there.
Yeah.
And that is Diamond Time. Shout out your project right here on the show each and every week. Diamondclub.reddit.com, reddit.com/r/diamondclub.
Yo, let's whip out that mailbag.
Let's do it.
Join us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
In the Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Super
Bonnie
grand.
finally got to that episode, and she just about she like I want to believe that I wasn't there, but she just goes, "Oh my God, that's the one! They did it!"
Bonnie, did you have the same thing that I did where I recognized the moment because I remembered the background noise before they even said a thing?
I did. Yeah. All of a sudden, I just started looking around.
Join us for drinks
I
in the
did
Diamond Club.
the dog ear thing. Like, huh?
Yes.
Huh? Huh? Uh-huh.
Yeah. By the way, that show is Schitt's Creek, which is very, very funny.
Very good. A lot of it is on Netflix. Final season airing now on Pop. That's right. This is the end of the show where we read your emails to mail@nightattack.tv, like this email from Eric. Eric writes in, "Hey, Night Attack. I recently started a new position that requires me to speak at length to groups of people. The problem is that I'm not a good speaker. I don't naturally enunciate well, and my brain moves faster than my mouth, and I end up jumbling words. As professional talkers, do you have any advice on how to improve my speech?"
Man, I can relate 100%. Part of the reason I got into magic to begin with is that it is highly choreographed, highly scripted, doesn't rely on a lot of improvisation, maybe 3 or 4 truly improv moments per 45-minute to 2-hour show, you know? It's hard, and in fact, that's the whole reason we started this stream, is so I could practice being good. Still don't think I'm that great, but I get the most improved award. You want to see how much can change over a decade of practice, go back and dig up those first episodes. I would say break everything into pieces. We actually just did an episode of The Modern Rogue on how to give a talk. I think it was like a week or 2 ago. Unfortunately, it came out right as everybody went into quarantine. So the ability to give a public presentation was not on the forefront of everyone's mind, and not a lot of people have watched the video. But that one is an excellent breakdown of how you make everything in bite-sized pieces that are easy to keep flowing along. What about you, Justin?
Slow down. Like, the biggest thing that I could say is that I have always gotten to be a better speaker the more I have slowed down in my brain. You are never going as slow, especially if you think really fast and that's your concern, is literally try to slow your brain down, try to slow down how you're talking, try to make sure that every word kind of comes out at least the way you mean it to. And from there, you can start to figure out how much you're circling back, how much you're covering the same territory. But the biggest thing is slow down. And when you think you're going too slow, slow down more. You would rather what you think is the line of somebody sounding slow is nowhere near what will be even noticed by average people.
Yeah.
The more you are just deliberately speaking, some of the most confident speakers on the planet don't say a lot of words. They just say the right words. And the spoiler is they're not right because they're artful. They're right because everybody understands what they're trying to convey. And ultimately, that's what you're looking for. Forget the artistic flourishes. Literally, communication is all that matters in drama, comedy, or just messaging. Like, clarity is the skeleton key to everything.
Yeah, I think and maybe this was around the time you started doing jury talks. But I just remember there being a point where you were saying on air, Justin, that you were listening to a lot of like AM radio to figure out sort of the radio voice. And the sort of takeaways that I had were talk slower, but also in moments when you would say or ah or just don't say anything. And take the same exact amount of time, but don't say the uhs or ahs or ums, and you'll be just fine, you know?
It is so hard to abandon those semantic crutches, though.
Yeah.
So I understand that it's a challenge. And to your point, Justin, not only do you, when you talk slow, are you actually not going as slow as you think you are, but on top of that, the world can handle some very slow talkers. There are professional speakers. Like, I cannot fathom how Sam Harris is able to just slow walk his musings on his podcast. It is insane to me, but he does it with confidence, and he puts thought into every single word, and it comes across with I mean, obviously he's got a 100-fold more popular podcast than anything I'm able to put together, so he knows what he's doing.
Brian,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, Bonnie?
Brian listens to his or to any podcast at 1.5 speed.
1.25 usually, but yeah.
Yeah, 1.25, and he's also usually reading emails at the same time.
No. Yeah, it's got to be a symbolic thing. If I can't read emails and listen to other stuff, that's crazy talk.
No, go ahead, Justin.
Yeah. The last thing on this, I just, there is a difference between like when I was doing jury talks, that was me, and now when I do politics, that was me doing one mic radio, which is really like a performance of somebody talking. But a lot of the same building blocks are the same, because you are trying to replicate what sounds like a cool person talking to you, a friendly, reliable person talking to you. But to do that well, you got to understand what that sounds like, not to you, not to your brain, but to the people that are listening. And that's really the big thing that you got to figure out, is that come meet in the town square of what people think a good talker is, as opposed to just assuming that it's a problem you can solve in your brain.
Yeah. Find some means to record literally anything. Find a means to edit it, have to listen to yourself, and do that a few times. And you're going to realize the things that are crutches for you, and the things that you speed up, you talk a little too much, or you ramble a little too much here. Because I know when I was doing Training Lemon, that helped me out a lot, having to go and listen to my stupid self and having to make a million edits. And over time, you get used to that stuff. So thank you so much, Eric, for that email. We also have one more email here from Ben. Ben writes, we apologize to Ben who wrote this. We had an internet issue last week, and we read his email wrong. So we've got the corrected email here. Ben writes, "Hey guys, I met up with Jury in Manchester, New Hampshire, and let him know my origin story, but figured it would be good to share with Brian and Bryce too. I stumbled upon dig.com way back when it was first getting big. This led me to Kevin Rose and Alex Albrecht's Dig Nation podcast to cover top news stories. This in turn showed me Rev 3, and I found Scam School through an opener at one of their live shows. From there, I started watching Scam School, and somewhere there was a plug for the NSFW show. I gave it a try via the audio stream, and that Brushwood guy was still cool. But this other guy, Justin, man, did he suck. I couldn't make it through. I bailed hard. I decided to give it another chance because I liked Scam School, and Jury can't be that bad, can he? I tried the video stream instead and realized that back then, most of the bits were much better if you had access to the video stream. Fast forward to you guys going independent, and I've been a Patreon ever since. My wife and I now regularly listen to PX3, DTNS, and Jury Daily, rest in peace. We also drove from Boston to Manchester to go hang with Jury and Heaton, so I'd say Jury has won our hearts over at this point. I've never watched Night Attack live, but still found a community here, so thank you." That's from Ben. Thank you, Ben. That's
fantastic, man.
Yeah, that is great. I do remember meeting Ben in Manchester. Yeah, I make bad first impressions. Like, it's just something that I find myself to be a very warm guy, but this predates me doing internet stuff. Like, I'm just not nobody. I don't know if anybody has ever met me and been like, "Oh, you know who is charming and funny? Justin." Like, it's usually like, God, like, arrogant, obnoxious piece of shit. Like, and then people, it's on like second and third meetings that people tend to like me. But no, like podcast wise, personality wise, for whatever reason, nobody on first blush is like, "That's great. I love that guy."
I mean, except for a certain co-host of yours.
Except for Brian. Brian was the only one. Brian was the only one. That's why I'm still here.
I would have to say, after meeting you, that I didn't have the bad first impression. I feel like you assume the friendship already, right? So like, you're already 5 hangouts in. You're like, "Oh yeah,
that's probably true.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, so then like that first meeting is always kind of like artificial and like I respect you and you respect, but you're just like, let's just skip past that bullshit. We're buddies, right? You know?
Yeah.
And so that if somebody's offended, it's because they're just like, oh, really? Are we? And then when you get to that point where you've actually hung out 5 times, then it's appropriate. So it's easy to hang out.
It's just something that I've heard enough that I would be lying if I said that it was a surprise. Like there's just enough through my life that to the point where like now, if it weren't for the fact that we now have the most stable jobs on the planet, apparently, like I was thinking about this the other day that even if I wanted to go and interview with people, I don't know if I could, between me being picky about a job that I would take and people just not liking me if they're meeting me for the first time. Like I might be unhireable. I might be somebody that just.
I mean, but the good news is by now you've got a decent enough resume that people can look past.
Yeah, no, but that's how they have to do it. They have to like be like, well, I mean, this house is haunted, but apparently there's gold buried underneath there. So let's roll the dice.
Oh, man. All right. Thank you, Ben, for that email. If you've got an email you'd like us to read here on the show, send it to mail, mail, @nightattack.tv, and we might read it here at the end of the show, which is what this is.
Yeah, man. What did we learn this week, Justin?
Well, Brian, we learned that Half-Life Alyx is the first AAA title of the VR age.
Goddamn right. There's a good chance I'm going to play it as soon as we wrap up the after show. We learned that Justin is the charm master of first impressions.
Ah, yes. We learned that r/D's knees is still in operation.
And we learned that our bit boss is, as of right now...
Our bit boss with 4,000 bits is X9.
Yeah, thank you very much, X9 ____. Do me a favor, die in the fire!
See you next Tuesday.
Love you.
I'm allergic to bees. Oh, Justin Robert Young, every time you go, I get so sad that I wanna drink a warm glass of Drano. Night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.